All right, I only got about 3 minutes, so we got to condense this. Long story short, I decided I was going to go and visually record the protests, the No King protests in Chicago. So that was over at Daly Center. What I did was I arrived about 2 hours early. It started at 12, I got there at 10. Kind of scoped out the area, saw what was going on. Saw about 40 or 50 cops or so, and then saw about like 30 people in yellow vests kind of getting ready for it. Around 11:15, hundreds of people just started coming out of the woodwork, right? I was actually a little surprised because usually there's a slow buildup over time, but it seemed like right around 11:15, that's when everything just got crazy. So I had a press pass and a press hat on and my video camera, so I was able to work my way up to the front of the crowd. And basically, my whole goal of doing it was to finally stop believing all the lies of social media, but also a lot of X and YouTube people who are like, hey, we're going to prep for war, blah, 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 all that shit. Oh, protests are going to turn into riots, blah, blah, all that shit. So now's a good time to basically state my biases. I am the farthest from Democratic you could possibly imagine. There are some things I think, people do deserve equal treatment for all, that kind of thing. But for the most part, I'm on the other side of the spectrum, and I'll kind of just leave it at that. But I went there to educate myself, enlighten, and see what the fuck is actually going on in the city that basically dictates my entire state of Illinois. So when I'm there, there's a couple of high-ranking officials. There's Senator Dick Durbin. There was Chewy Garcia, an alderman in Chicago. Those are the two big players. Everyone else was heads of these organizations I've never fucking heard of in my entire life. To the point where I was like, what the fuck? Are you even real? Are you just shell corporations that say you helped, trans lives, LGBTQ, black lives, all these fucking things? And it dawned on me that, all of these groups are minorities. Minorities in the sense of small, the smaller voices in the country that are all banding together under the banner of ICE and deportations to basically make themselves known. And it was confirmed to me because I look around me and all I saw was a bunch of old LGBTQ plus members. I mean, old as in in their 60s plus, and illegal immigrants. People who you could tell were fresh and new to Chicago. And being a first generation American to a Mexican born father and family, I'm very aware of who they are, what their culture represents. So when I was at this thing, I was like, this is the biggest, underwhelming event I've ever fucking witnessed. There were hundreds of people, sure, but it was all minority groups whose voice isn't heard and isn't going to be heard. But I will give them the fact that they were very peaceful, so that's some credit to it.